is Monday, March 15. Welcome to CGN News. Jamaica's Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, has announced an adjustment to the current two-week ban on burials. In a statement Sunday, McKenzie said, having met with funeral directors and stakeholders last week, a number of proposals emerged. Accordingly, approval has been given for the burial or cremation of bodies that are in advanced state of decomposition and of indigent persons who die in state care. These measures took effect on Saturday. Only the clergy will be allowed to administer the final rites in these three circumstances. No family gathering will be allowed. However, the ban is lifted. Low-cost flights to Puerto Rico have enticed many travelers to choose the island as a vacation spot during the pandemic. A one-way flight to Puerto Rico from Florida booked 2 days in advance could be as low as $62. Hotel occupancy reached 60% during President's Day holiday weekend in February, according to the island's destination marketing organization, Discover Puerto Rico. It was the highest number since Christmas, and hotels expect to reach the same occupancy rates for the forthcoming spring break. The combination of U.S. residents wanting to escape cold weather, cheap flight tickets, and easing restrictions on the island has been bringing tourists en masse, The Guardian is reporting. However, on the downside, videos circulating on social media show misbehaving tourists starting fights, disrespecting locals, and disregarding COVID-19 precautions. Barbados Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Jerome Walcott says that in an effort to expand the island's diplomatic footprint, 3 new missions will be established in the next financial year. He was speaking at a recent press conference where he highlighted new and proposed activities of the ministry, the CMC reports. Walcott said diplomatic offices will be opened in Ghana, Kenya, and the United Arab Emirates, with the intention of expanding trade in Barbados' goods and services, including tourism. He further explained that these new missions will be at the forefront of efforts to identify new and emerging sectors that can propel and expand the Barbadian economy and promote Barbados' interests globally. Writers from 5 different Caribbean territories have been longlisted for the 2021 OCM Bocas Prize for Caribbean Literature, sponsored by One Caribbean Media. The OCM Bocas Prize, now in its 11th year, is internationally considered the leading literary award for Caribbean writers. The prize recognizes books in 3 genres: poetry, fiction, and literary nonfiction, published by authors of Caribbean birth or citizenship in the preceding year. Of the 9 books longlisted for the 2021 prize, 5 are by writers born in Trinidad and Tobago, with the other longlisted authors representing Dominica, Guyana, Jamaica, and St. Lucia. In the poetry category, the long list brings together 3 writers ranging from a literary veteran to a debut author. Former Bolivian interim president Janine Áñez was arrested on Saturday after the country's Attorney General's office issued arrest warrants against Áñez and 5 ministers from her former cabinet. Government officials confirmed Áñez's arrest. At least 2 of the former ministers have also been detained, according to state channel Bolivia TV. CNN reports that Áñez published on her Twitter account images of what she says are the 6 pages of the arrest warrant, which lists charges of, quote, terrorism, conspiracy, and sedition, end quote. Political tensions in Bolivia have been high since the contested 2019 election, in which former President Evo Morales was declared winner, but international watchdogs alleged the results were fraudulent and the election was annulled. Morales, who led the country for almost 14 years as the first indigenous president, claims he was ousted in a coup. The Netherlands has become the latest country to suspend use of the Oxford AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine over concerns about possible side effects. The Dutch government said the move, which will last until at least March 29, was a precaution. The Republic of Ireland earlier made a similar decision over reports of blood clotting events in the adults in Norway. But the World Health Organization says there is no link between the jab and an increased risk of developing a clot. The European Medicines Agency, EMA, who is currently carrying out a review into incidents of blood clots, says the vaccine's benefits continue to outweigh its risks. U.S. President Joe Biden has urged people to await the results of an inquiry into sexual misconduct allegations against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Asked whether Cuomo should resign, Biden said, quote, "The investigation is underway and we should see what it brings us," end quote. His comments contrast with those of other senior party members who said the governor should step down. 7 women accused Cuomo of sexual harassment, allegations he denies. The 63-year-old governor is defying a growing chorus urging him to resign. The New York State Assembly Speaker has given the go-ahead for an investigation into the allegations made against Mr. Cuomo. The inquiry, which will interview witnesses and look at evidence, could eventually see him thrown out of office. London's police chief, Cressida Dick, says she does not intend to resign amid a backlash over police treatment of protesters at a vigil for a woman whose suspected murderer is a police officer. The police faced heavy criticism on Sunday for their heavy-handed tactics in breaking up the vigil. The disappearance of Sarah Everard, 33, as she walked home, has provoked a huge outpouring of grief and dismay in the UK. Police had denied permission for a vigil on Saturday evening, citing regulations aimed at preventing the spread of coronavirus. But hundreds of women gathered peacefully at the park to pay their respects to Everard throughout the day. Late on Saturday, officers marched into the crowd to shouts of, quote, "Shame on you," end quote. Scuffles broke out and officers dragged several women away from the scene. And finally, a French actress protested naked at the César Awards, dominated by demands that the government do more to support culture during the coronavirus pandemic. Corinne Massiero, 57, wore a donkey costume over a blood-stained dress before stripping on stage at France's equivalent of the Oscars. Cinemas have been shut in France for more than 3 months. Massiero was invited to Friday's socially distanced ceremony to present the award for the best costumes, but she shocked those present in the concert hall by stripping naked on stage to reveal the message, quote, "No culture, no future," end quote, across her torso. Last December, hundreds of actors, theater directors, musicians, film technicians and critics, and many others from the world of French culture protested in Paris and other cities against the government's shutdown of culture venues. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.